Hello guys and welcome back to another Star Wars figure review. Next video we're going to take a look at one of the figures from the 40th anniversary line because that has come around since I last did a video, and if you haven't already seen it on the clip, we're going to start with Darth Vader. And the reason I start with him is because of what this figure comes with, and we will get into detail with that now. But first we should look at the main packaging that this figure comes in. So as you can see, it's just like the vintage collection figure except it's more scaled to be representative to that of the Black Series 6-inch line, rather than the 3 3/4 inch line. Of course, it's the same image as Darth Vader, like from the original Darth Vader figure released. And on the reverse side, you have a vintage collection look with the other characters available in the wave. Some of these are repacks, of course, like Han, Luke. The Leia is but isn't a repack because it's a new facial sculpt. Obi-Wan is a repack, R2's a repack, Chewie is, the Stormtrooper is, and then C-3PO is, but the rest are new, I believe. And of course you've got that stand that is revealed to show all the other characters, which is the reason that this set comes with, but I shall come to that later. And then it's just having this packaging, I think it's really good. I might even buy one of these to keep mint in box when the, because this figure is only part of wave 1, which is only up to R2-D2. But this figure is available for a different reason, but we will see that once I show the stand that this comes with. That's the main reason. It comes with the stand and everything, so you can see that in a bit. But it's really good packaging, and I really like how Hasbro have gone to town with this to bring it back to its original look. So of course, we'll look at the figure first. We'll get into the nitty gritty of the figure. So this figure is based off Darth Vader's appearance in Episode 4 and Rogue One more recently. There are two ways you can identify the figure from Rogue One. First off is the shade of the gloves, because most other episodes his gloves are, say if his hands were down, his gloves are sort of a vertical style, whereas they're horizontal rough bits. That's what they're called. Whatever they are, like the wrinkles or whatever in his gloves are horizontal this time, rather than being vertical like they are on the other ones. And the other distinctive feature is on the inner robe, because in episodes 5 and 6 and 3 the inner robe is actually behind the armour, whereas on this one it's over it. And the third is the subtle difference in the mask, and this time Hasbro have put in the bronze filter rings for his eyes, because they do that in episode 4 and Rogue One. So that's I really like how much, I just really like how much detail they've gone into on bringing this character to life again for the Black Series 6-inch, because they've already released the original Darth Vader, which was based on the episode 5 and 6 appearance. And then I believe Walgreens did an Emperor's Wrath exclusive Vader back in 2016, but I missed that. I really don't care, I'm not going to get it, so it's fine. And then of course now comes this one, part of the 40th anniversary, but it will be released later on down the Black Series line. This was announced at San Diego Comic Con last year. I just love that, because like there's several bits of detail that they've gone into this, because there's silver markings across the front of the mask to sort of represent the reflective light that is given. So you can kind of see that from the window that I'm filming in front of. You can see the sunlight, daylight reflecting off it, so that's pretty decent. And of course he comes with his red lightsaber. Now it's a new design for the lightsaber, because it's more of a thicker hilt in comparison to the old one. Unfortunately I don't have the old one to hand right now because it is down at my other place, so I'm gonna have to, I might do like a side by side showing of them, like I'll put a picture on Instagram or something with them side by side. But this is a new lightsaber hilt, and they've even made a new design because it is still removable, but the blade is a lot thicker than most other Black Series lightsabers, as well as the hilt being more widened. And something Hasbro have got to doing this time is they've actually given Vader a peg on his belt, which is there you go. I think you can just see that there on the camera. I'm just looking at the reflective screen. There you go. It's just there, but the ring on the hilt, you can't really hold it on that well. Yeah, it doesn't really slot into place. It just hangs because it'll easily fall off just like that. So I think maybe Hasbro could have fixed that a little bit. That's my only minor little complaint about, but that doesn't really matter because I'm going to have Vader on the shelf with the lightsaber anyway, so There we go. I've gone to positioning his hands as well, because in the original Vader his left hand was placed out in that come with me phase, but this time they've positioned his right hand in the same style of position that he has in Rogue One when he is choking Director Krennic, which is another good addition. If you've got Director Krennic, you can actually reenact this scene, which I might even go ahead and do like some little animation with this and have him do the whole be careful not to choke on your aspirations Director phase. And so that's really good as well. I love the positioning on that, just like it almost matches it completely. And a rundown of the articulation, you have I think you have a ball joint and a hinge at the neck, or it's just a hinge. It's hard to work that out. But you have a ball jointed shoulders and elbows, ball jointed wrists as usual for Black Series figures, ball jointed torso, ball hinged hips, swivel thighs, and double joints at the knees as usual, and the ball joints at the ankles. So same usual Black Series articulation, nothing new there. And of course one other thing you can do is, if you're removing the lightsaber, is they've actually positioned the cape in a good enough position to look like it is in episode 4. Because you notice he wears a lot of the cape over his arms, that hides the fact that the inner robe isn't covered by the side there, so it can actually look like he's standing like when he's on the Death Star with Tarkin and that, who is by the way coming out later in the Black Series line, so I'll be sticking out for that when it comes out at last. Alright, back to focus on Vader here. But you can have him like that, like when he's on the Death Star, and then you can have him, like say when he chokes Admiral Motti, it can just be like that, ready to choke Motti with his I find your lack of faith disturbing. So yeah, so this is a really, really great figure, and I cannot recommend it enough. Like if you want to get him, like he'll be available later on down the line as an individual figure, but if you want the other thing, do pick it up because you get Vader with it, so that's alright. So I'll get the lightsaber back with him. So there he is with his lightsaber again. Really good figure, cannot recommend him enough. So now we get to the other part of the review. So with this figure you were able to pick up a stand display. So this is the box that it came in first. You can see on the rear there, because this originally in 1978, when the figures were released, the early bird buffers came out with the stands, with this stand here, and then you'd get all of these figures that you could stand on it, which are on the bottom there, and you can stand all of those on the shelf. So there's a better picture than there. Yeah, you can stand all of them on the shelf and have that full collection. Of course, if you still got that today, go for loads. Turns out one of my lecturers did, but his mum chucked it all in a skit years ago, and he did seem a little disappointed about that. As you can see, of course, this is Black Series product, so that's alright. Of course, on the side there you got more pictures of Vader and that. And so the stand basically has places for, as seen there, places for all the 12 figures that come out in this line. And of course, you could kind of already have a head start on this collection if you happen to have picked up any of these previous figures before. And I know that the Leia has a facial sculpt, but if you really don't want to replace it with the other one, just stick that one on there, it won't really matter. Because I'm not thinking I'm going to try and go out of my way to try and get another figure just for the facial change. But yeah, because I've already got, because so far now I've got Luke, Leia, Obi-Wan, R2, the Stormtrooper and C-3PO, so I've kind of, on top of Vader as well, so I kind of got a little bit of a head start with those figures. So, and then when Wave 2 comes out, I'll be able to pick some more of them up. You can actually pick up Chewbacca now off the previous Black Series line if you don't want to wait for that. Just hop down there and get it, and then the rest and the Stormtroopers should be available elsewhere as well. So if you want to get those now and you got the stand, just get them. There's nothing really wrong with it. So I'll now give you a full look at the stand. So right here. So this includes, like I said, 12 spots for all your certain characters. You can have some at the front there, and you can have 4 at the front and 8 across the back. And then on the front side you have an X-Wing being chased by a TIE Fighter with a Death Star in the corner with some classic looking artwork, with a classic artwork like picture of them, like based on that Ralph McQuarrie art style. And on the rear side you have all the original figures with the TIE Fighter and X-Wing battle, and some more X-Wings there. So as you can see, you got the Tusken Raider, C-3PO, Death Star Trooper, which looks a bit weird now when you realise they wore black, not sort of, let's say, a light brownish uniform that he looks like he's wearing there. Han Solo, Chewbacca, Leia, Luke, R2, Vader, Stormtrooper, Obi-Wan, and Jawa. So yeah, that's the stand. I will now stand Darth Vader on it. I do have Luke and R2 here as well, but I'm not going to go through the bother of getting them on the shelf as well. It may take me a little while to do, but there you go. So you start your collection with Vader if you've already got that like that. So start it with him on the shelf, and you have sort of a little guide on the front of this, sorry, the back of this, that tells you where you'll be putting everyone once you get it. You have it on the back of it, and it's just fallen off. So you get that on the back of most figure packages anyway. So yeah, so if you really want to get this figure display, basically you get it on there, on the back of there. If you if you really want to get this figure display, you can get it here in the UK. You can get it from Forbidden Planet for about £50, and I'll put the link to it in Star Action Figures, where you can also buy it. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. That's Darth Vader with the 40th anniversary figures stand. Definitely worth it picking up. If you're not going to get it, now, get it for the 40th anniversary line. It's individual, so, and I should just highly recommend it more. So thanks for watching that, and be sure to follow me on my Facebook, Twitter and Instagram links down below, and I shall see you next time.